You are welcome to yet another episode of LFN What's Your Say? The leading listening show where we discuss important issues with important people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King.
There's a sense of freedom that I have in speaking out.
When Surviving R. Kelly hit screens in 2019, it was explosive and captivating for viewers with shocking allegations and disturbing stories. It painted R. Kelly, who is also the Grammy-winning R&B legend, as a ruthless predator. While millions of people tuned in to hear these stories, one critical question loomed. Was this a genuine pursuit of justice or a modern-day witch hunt? As more details emerged, there are real reasons to question whether Surviving R. Kelly interfered with Robert's right to a fair and unbiased trial. Was this series about getting to the truth anyway, or about pushing a narrative that had already condemned Mr. Kelly before he even had a day in court? Surviving R. Kelly was produced by a team with a clear objective to expose R. Kelly as guilty in the court of public opinion in order to hijack what could have been his victory over the numerous false accusations. The filmmakers in fact didn't hide their intentions at all. We can assume they wanted to shed light on the alleged victim stories, which is an important goal. But the question remains, at what cost? The series focused on dramatizing the stories, many of which were even difficult to verify, as the creators themselves admitted. In this case referred to as the talent, for they were stage managed after all. In the pursuit of drama and ratings, the commercial show, which aired on Netflix, relied on sensationalism, inviting viewers to become judge and jury. But real justice should not be determined by emotional reactions to a TV series. Surviving R. Kelly did something only a few other series have managed. It mobilized an outrage-fueled campaign against an individual before any courtroom verdict was even reached. The show sparked the Mute R. Kelly movement and led to R. Kelly's music being banned from playlists across the world. While his haters regarded this a powerful statement, for many onlookers it was troubling. Public opinion rapidly shifted from curiosity to condemnation, transforming R. Kelly's name into a symbol of abuse almost overnight. But can we really say justice is served when the public has been so powerfully influenced by a one-sided portrayal? In our justice system, every defendant is supposed to be presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But when you have millions of people watching a series like Surviving R. Kelly, it's nearly impossible to find jurors who haven't already formed strong opinions. In this case, R. Kelly's defense argued that this massive media coverage made it almost impossible to find impartial jurors, which is something essential for a fair trial. Many of the potential jurors had likely seen the series or been exposed to the relentless news coverage that followed. Were they able to truly put aside the horrifying images and stories that Surviving R. Kelly planted in their minds? This is close to impossible, and surprisingly, a good number of the jurors did admit to watching the documentary and promised to prejudice the defendant, as reflected in their questionnaire answers. Once Surviving R. Kelly aired, it wasn't long before law enforcement across different states were investigating R. Kelly again. The series didn't just dredge up old allegations which had already been closed off in the 2008 trial, but also encouraged new ones whose evidence until today remains inadequate. It is important to note that these new allegations were being made by people who had never spoken out before being called by Kim Fox to come forward, possibly influenced by the show's dramatic portrayal and the promises of restitutions made by government attorneys.
Please come forward. There is nothing that can be done to investigate these allegations without the cooperation of both victims and witnesses.
Prosecutors used Surviving R. Kelly as a tool to bring new and concocted charges against the singer, pointing to it as a reason for witnesses to come forward. This made it difficult for R. Kelly's legal team to sift through new testimonies that only appeared after the media frenzy. It raised serious questions about the credibility of these allegations and whether they were influenced by the show's narrative. The sheer impact of Surviving R. Kelly on the trial cannot be overstated. The trial was unfairly biased due to the show, and the prosecution's case had been fueled by media rather than solid evidence. Imagine going to court to face serious charges and knowing that nearly everyone in the courtroom, from the judge to the jury and to the media, is already familiar with a dramatic, sensationalized version of your story. In fact, this was less about finding out the truth and more about revenge and monetary gain by the multiple accusers and about making an example of a black fallen star. It still baffles us why the legal system was willing to set aside impartiality for the sake of appeasing the stage-managed public outcry. This isn't just about R. Kelly. His case is part of a disturbing trend where high-profile defendants, especially black celebrities, face a media trial that starts long before they step into a courtroom. We've seen this with figures like Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, and many others. When media narratives are so dominant, they can overshadow the actual legal process. Real justice requires careful, unbiased examination, but in R. Kelly's case the media narrative was already written in stone. I am afraid if we continue down this road, it raises the question of how any public figure, especially of the black race facing serious allegations, can hope to receive a fair trial. In cases like these where the stakes are so high, shouldn't the media take a step back and let the justice system do its job? Meanwhile, what is most annoying when it comes to this docuseries is the way the government was so involved and passionate about its success, that they had to indict and charge anyone who tried to stop its airing. For those who are new to this story, this is the reason Don Russell was arrested and felonized, like he did something wrong to try and stop such case interference by the media if he did this anyway. Surviving R. Kelly raises hard questions about the role of media in our society, and also torches deep into the way the justice system is designed to allow such interference for as long as it supports their narrative. The problem with this show is that it created a lopsided story that doesn't at all account for facts or the legal standards of proof. In R. Kelly's case, the series blurred the line between documentary and drama, leaving viewers with a very narrow view. Are we really okay with media influencing the outcomes of trials? Shouldn't justice be based on evidence and not the number of viewers tuned in? Please leave us your opinion about this in the comments section below. At its core, Surviving R. Kelly was largely entertainment designed to shock and engage audiences, and it succeeded in sparking outrage and adding fuel to an already complex fire. However, we should think carefully about the implications of this and how it compromises the work of our justice system. Did this docuseries truly serve justice? Or did it compromise the fair trial that every individual, no matter how famous or infamous, deserves? One thing is clear. The balance between truth and entertainment is more delicate than ever, and in this case, it's worth noting that Surviving R. Kelly crossed that line, and that the justice system should have done better when handling the already dramatized case against R. Kelly. Did Surviving R. Kelly interfere with R. Kelly's right to a fair trial, or do you think it helped bring justice to light? Let us know in the comments section below. If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to sasha@lfnmedia@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching LFN News, a production of LFN Media, giving you another view of issues at hand. To get notified whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. And remember to give us your comment on the subject matter below.